I would say, look, farming is the way to go, definitely for the future. I wouldn't be spending so much of my time investing my time into it. Africa has a growing population. Just in the Zambia census, for example, last year it came out at 20 million people. The last census came out at 13 million people. So we know that the next census is probably going to come out at 30 million people. Now, when you think of 30 million or 20 million people, those are mouths that need to be fed. So if you're talking about security of income, if you can produce something that people can eat, you're bound to have a customer every day.
Yes.
Your income, it's not speculative
Yes.
at all. You know the customer will buy something from you. So farming is the way to go. I'd say to the youth, look at it and don't look at it as saying that it's just picking up a hoe and planting maize. Think about it scientifically as well. Think about improving genetics in your cattle. Think of it in beyond just the act of farming. Think of it as how does it impact the society. Like for us on our milk production, we could sell bulk milk to a retailer and get a certain amount of kwacha. But we actively taken that milk, we've packaged it ourselves, we've value added to it, and then take it out to a customer at a higher price and have gained that leverage from there. So stop relying on saying that, okay, if I grow maize, for example, the government will buy my maize at so much. Yes, that is a market, but think beyond that. Think of, okay, if I grow the maize on the farm, let me have a maize mill. Let me make milli meal and sell milli meal to the public.
Yes.
If I grow soya, let me create a soya plant where I can get feed and feed the public, get a soya machine where I can get the cooking oil and sell oil to the public. Don't be a farmer who grows just to say that I'll supply this contract for this company or this or that. Start doing some of those things on your own and build your own capacity in that. And I think more along that direction. Not to say that big agricultural companies are bad, but they will always give you the lowest price available for your crop.
Produce,
Yeah, and then turn it and manufacture it and then sell it back to you again at a higher price.
Yeah.
So if you can get away from that type of farming, because that type of contract farming, if you're doing it on scale, on a commercial level, it would make sense for you. But most of the youth we know, look, you're starting out with farming, you don't have as much capital base and things, so you have to win as much as possible at all the things that you're doing and getting into as well. Yeah.
Okay, my brother. This is so impactful.
Yeah. All right, my name is Gregory Louis Vergeer, and this is Daybreak Farm. All right, so Daybreak Farm was started in 1978.
1978.
1978. It was originally a dream by my grandfather and grandmother to start farming. And they had this dream, and she was a teacher previously. My grandfather worked on the railways.
Okay.
So eventually they managed to get together, they put some money together, and they managed to buy this farm. And then we began with beef farming. We were doing cropping as well, and then eventually specialized into or went into dairy farming along the line. And yeah, that's been the journey ever since, and we've taken it forward from there. Our main focus now has been the dairy farming. That's where we milk and butter of the business, and that's where we generate our income from. We started with a small herd of Jersey animals. There's a few of them in this herd here, you can see. They're mixed here currently with the beef animals, because we send them out to graze together and then bring them back in. So we'll be phasing them out slowly. But that is it basically. It's cattle management, looking after the cattle, wake up in the morning, make sure our cattle are there, we count them, send them out to graze, make sure they've got good grazing, animal control, disease control, dips, ticks, vaccinations, a few supplements here and there, and that's the majority of our work.
Okay, that's amazing. And in terms of water, how do you manage water?
Water we run on boreholes. We're running with Zesco. We're lucky we've got Zesco electricity. When I say Zesco, I mean electricity. We've got Zesco electricity most of the time. We are facing a bit of an issue in the country in terms of shortages because of a poor rainfall last year. So what we've done to mitigate against those factors is we've installed solar, and we've now gone to solar boreholes.
Okay.
And most of the water that we run here, we run on solar. And we're lucky, we seem to sit in a groundwater basin. Our boreholes do not drop more than 30 meters, and we have water available and throughout the year, including the dry stretches of the year and through the wet season of the year. Obviously, during the wet season, we need a lot less water. We just use that water obviously for the cattle to drink. And then we've now started an irrigation project, and pasture program is our next drive on the farm.
Wow. Were you doing something before farming, or you just moved into farming after school?
Farming, look, I grew up on the farm, spent my childhood on the farm. As a kid, I'd go out with the guys, take the cattle out into the bush, spend the whole day in the bush with the guys, come back. So we'd pick things up from there, watching my grandfather handle the cattle, knowing the things that he needed to do at certain points of the year. We picked that up as a kid. But not generally to say that I did study farming. I went to school, I studied, I went along a different line. I did a bit of economics at school, and then after that I then came back to the farm, and then slowly phased into the farming itself. Yeah, but not to say that I went to school for farming or anything, but I did grow up with the knowledge, having grown up on the farm. Yeah.
That is knowledge. That is a knowledge you can't buy from any school.
Yeah.
Those are practical knowledges from birth.
Exactly.
Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah.
What species of cows do we have here?
Okay, so we normally have a Zambian cow is the Tuli cow.
Okay.
That's the breed we started off with. Zambian Tuli, Ngoni animals.
Okay.
We've now brought in, previously, over the last few years, we've brought in, there's a Boran, and there's a bit of a animal as well, another Boran, type of Boran, mixed with a bit of Brahman as well. And that's what we've tried to, introduce to the herd. For the Boran, we live in a drought, well, not a drought area, but very dry conditions, and it's difficult to keep the animals fed. So with the Boran that we've gone for a Kenyan type of Boran.
Okay.
It's a slightly smaller frame, so that's what we want for our beef animals here, is a smaller framed animal that's able to survive during the harsh times of the year, and still may be able to maintain condition, and that's what we've decided to go for. So it's a bit of a mix at the moment. There's no true line to say that this is what the animals are, but we have mixed in the Boran to them. In terms of the dairy, come and have a look at this animal here. This is a Jersey animal over here, and these are the Jersey calves behind.
These ones.
These ones behind as well. And this is more true to type, and I would say more true to being closer to a pedigree animal of what the breed should look like. The reason that we look at this cow, it's beautiful, with a little bit of hair on the head. Look at that beautiful animal. So she's also pregnant, so we're waiting for her to drop so that we can start milking her.
Okay.
Yeah, and the reason we've gone for the Jersey is a similar reason to why we've gone for the Boran on the beef cattle as well. It's a hardier breed. It does not give us as much milk as the Frisian cattle. When we say dairy cattle, people think the black and white cows. The reason we don't go for those is they're a bit more high maintenance. We've got a lot of ticks in the bush and things, and we find that you spend a lot more time taking care of them in terms of medication, which becomes expensive. And in farming, you want to keep your costs as low as possible. And the hardier the animal, it does half the job for you of being able to look after itself, being able to graze, turn that forage into milk, and being less demanding on your pocket to still be able to produce something that you can sell at the end of the day.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. How long do you keep the cattle before they become fully mature for milking?
For milking, we start breeding them at about 15 months old. Is when they'll be bred in, and then from 15 months, cattle normally carry it's about nine months, same as about people, about 9-10 months, and then then we'll drop their first calf. So when she drops her first calf, she'll be in milk production for 10 months.
For 10 months.
For 10 months. Yes, about 10 months. So Once she drops her calf, we keep her with a calf for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. The commercial way of doing it is as soon as the calf is born, remove the calf and then give it a milk replacer and things. What I found is that you end up getting a weaker calf. The milk replacer doesn't have the colostrum in the milk supply that the mother has, and this is an animal that's now bred to these conditions, has built a resistance to local ticks, and it's passed on through generation and generation. So I like to keep my calves with the mother for at least 3 days to a week, and I don't even use that milk. It's not commercially advisable. If you straight after the money, just after the money, you'd probably take the calf off the day she's born, and then put the calf on milk replacer, and then have the calf. Have the cow being milked immediately. But we don't do that, or I personally don't do that. Yeah. So I take the calf, leave it with the mother for 3 days to a week. Let her get that colostrum, which helps the calf build up a natural immunity and resistance against any diseases. And then milk her for about, like I said, 10 months. Milk the animal for 10 months, and then she goes on to dry off for 2 months. So as soon as the milk starts reducing, we see that she's close to pregnancy. We then take her out and then feed her up a bit as well in that last stage of her pregnancy, and then let her deliver so she can come into her next cycle of milk.
That's amazing and intelligent.
Yeah.
So in terms of feeding,
yes.
I know you do grazing.
Yes.
Do you
Let us
substitute
take a walk here to the dairy, and we can go a little bit further and have a look. We do substitute so we do, what can I say? Give the animals a bit of subsistence, especially the dairy animals. Milk is about 70% is feed.
Okay.
Yeah, milk is 70% feed. Here's a small one here. These are dropped last year from the boran mix, and you can start to see on the neck.
Okay.
There's a bit of boran. Here's the boran bull.
This one.
This is our bull here, inside here. He's a bit shy.
The bull is shy.
He's a bit shy. There he goes. And that's the other bull as well that we have. That's the other boran / boran type, Brahman type. And these are our 2 bulls. And you can see these animals are all pregnant. You can see through the stomachs here. All pregnant. And in good condition as well. We look over here. On the back haunches, should be nice and fat.
Okay.
On the back haunches, if we can see nice good fat here, we know our animal is good for the year. So this one again as well is also pregnant as well. You can see the stomach nicely out. It's a beautiful animal, this one. Then just talking about these animals on the beef, we'll get back to the dairy shortly.
Okay.
But just talking about the beef, a lot of people like to dehorn.
Why
Yes.
the dehorning?
The dehorning is important in terms of when they're feeding, they're less likely to injure their friends while they're busy eating. That's one. And then the reason for that, or the commercial reason for that, is that a lot of people, when they process the animal, also sell the hide as well. So the hide has got a value, but if you've got scars and issues and nicks on your hide, then people are not interested in buying it. It reduces the value. So hence people remove the horns to safeguard that investment. It doesn't harm the animals in any way. For myself, I don't do it. I don't sell the hides, so I don't have to. I don't dehorn them. Yeah, I like to try and keep it, like I said, as natural as possible. There's certain things I know that you should practice if you're more commercial with it. I mean, if you've got thousands and thousands of cattle, those things, it just makes sense. It's more practical.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thanks, sir.
So how many heads do you have here?
I used to have about 180 animals in total. I reduced last year because of the drought. So we sold off quite a few animals. So we've now reduced down to about 115. We sold quite a few animals just this weekend before you came, during the weekend.
This is huge.
Yeah. Also farming, you see, also the thing is, a lot of people look at numbers of cattle. But you also have to look at the space that you have, the forage that you have, and what you're able to properly produce, to look after a cow. There's no good having thousands and thousands of cows if you can't feed them adequately. And that's a problem we found, and that we did in the previous years, or a mistake I can say that we learned from. We overstocked our cattle, and we didn't take care of the farm. so well. So we had a lot of desertification in the farm. A lot of the grass was grazed down, and we really degraded the land quite a bit. So this is now round 2 that we're going through the cattle rearing process. And what we've done is we've stepped back and said, okay, if we don't look after the land itself, it won't look after us.
Yes.
And it re-engineered our philosophy on farming. We no longer thought of ourselves as, or no longer think of ourselves as cattle farmers,
Okay.
or livestock farmers. We're now, how can I say it, land farmers. We're now thinking in terms of, we've got so many acres of land, how do we produce enough grass in that land to be able to sustain an animal? So if I can produce 20 tons of grass an acre, I'm able to keep a lot more animals. And we're now approaching it from that angle, to say that let us farm grass, let us improve the soils, and by doing that, it is a knock-on effect to be able to look after more animals and increase production in that way. And not just necessarily saying, get animals, stock as many animals as you can, and you'll make money, because the land will give up eventually, or it will become expensive because you have to supplement. You'd have to buy maize bran, you'd have to buy feedstock, and that is, as a farmer, that's where you want to run away from. You want the land to be able to supply those things for the cattle.
Okay, that's wise. So
Yeah.
you are actually making preparation for the feed before
Yes.
even getting the product.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's beautiful.
Exactly.
Wow.
So,
These are beautiful animals.
yeah. So we can go through again. Let's continue here. Out.
And the tax. Why do you have the tax here?
This is a system of monitoring the animals, so that each book, just like ourselves, we've got an ID book for ourselves.
Oh, okay.
And that ID book helps us to go, when you go to the hospital,
Yeah.
gives you an idea of what's needed. If the doctor has your ID book, if you need to travel and you need to go to another country, it goes into your passport. So if we need to move cattle to another farm, we were able to list the animals and say, look, these animals come from such a farm, we've kept them, here's the record for the animal. Okay. So it gives us a record of each and every animal. The first number I normally do is the year the animal was born in.
Okay.
So this animal was born in 2021.
Okay.
And it is the second animal I had
In 2021.
in 2021.
Okay.
And then they each go into the book like that.
Do you differentiate another number for male or female? Or
Yes, I do. So that one, like you see there, is 2212. That is also another female animal. If you look and see, there's a few here that should have S. S will be the steers.
Okay.
And those are the male calves that I keep for the male calves. And then obviously I'd also differentiate between the dairy and the beef. The dairy have D,
Okay.
indicating dairy, and then their numbers like this, and the dairy steers have DS, indicating their steers, and it helps like that. It also helps with the guys managing the cattle, because if we're looking for a single cow or one cow is sick, we're able to say to each other that, look, DS or 1895 is not well. We're able to walk in and quickly look around, oh, there's 1892 or 1895. And just helps us like that.
For good records.
Good records. And calving as well. Another thing on cattle production is you don't want to carry, on the beef side of things, you don't want to carry, even on the dairy, you don't want to carry animals that are not producing. So each animal should ideally produce a calf per year. And with records like this, we're able to indicate against each animal's tag number if it's produced a calf or not. If it hasn't produced a calf this year, we put an X, the following year another X, and then we take the animal out of the herd.
Or it's not productive.
We know it's not productive. Without the tags, it's a bit difficult. You start thinking to yourself, did that one have a calf last year? This one, that one, it becomes a bit tricky as well. Yeah.
Okay. So, are there some pests and diseases that are affecting these animals?
Okay, so for us, we live in a foot and mouth disease area. Zambia is foot and mouth. Luckily for us, I will say the government helps us in terms of they send the veterinarians to come and vaccinate our animals for us. So they do that to help us. In terms of ticks, we suffer from heart water. Okay. So what happens is the animals get bitten by the tick, and then it inflames their hearts. and their hearts, there's a lot of water that comes on the heart. When we actually do the autopsy on the animals, you can see the heart inflamed with a lot of water. Then the animal will fall down and the legs will be just kicking sporadically as well. So there's measures against that. A few measures are regular dipping. So we've got a dip tank. I'll take you across to the dip tank now.
Okay.
And we dip our animals twice a week
Okay.
to fight off the ticks. The other thing that we do as well is vaccinations. There is a recommended vaccination schedule that should be followed for cattle in this region. We do that as well. And then the fourth thing is nutrition. If the animals are in good condition, they are less likely to get sick as well. So try to keep the animals in as good shape as possible. Do the dips to prevent any tick-borne disease, and then the government also, like I said, helps us out with foot and mouth, and is able to give us assistance there as well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And how many workers do you have here?
On the farm, I work with seven workers. Yes. When it comes to livestock, you don't need a lot of employees.
Okay.
Yeah. As opposed to crop farming. That's more demanding. Yeah.
This is the dream of every farmer.
Yeah.
To have your animals in control and they are calm animals. What is the magic here?
How you treat your animals is important. If you treat your animals harshly and you're rough with the animals, it's like someone's rough with you. You're always in that constant flight or fight stage, But we try and be good to the animals. We don't beat the animals. We treat them well. Try and keep them in good temperament. And then also the breed has helped. We've tamed them quite a bit. They were not as tame as this when I was young. I can tell you that. We'd have probably been chased out of here by now by the moms. So the Boran breed has also, that's the advantage again when it comes to people talking about breed and things, breed traits that are specific to certain breeds. So like with a Boran, it's a gentle mom, it's a gentle animal to work with. So those are some of the advantages of working, of trying to get purebred genetics into your herds as well. That's an advantage to it.
That's amazing. And what quantity of milk do you produce here daily?
At the moment, we produce I've got 8 animals that I'm producing with.
Okay.
We had a bit of an unfortunate incident with the dairy. We lost about 5 animals to the same tick-borne disease of hot water.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's part of farming. You take the knocks as well. So we produce on each animal on average produces about 10 liters a day.
On each animal?
On each animal, yeah. So we get about 80 liters a day of milk from each animal.
Wow.
Yeah.
80 liters a day.
Yeah. Ideally, we should be getting, if we go according to the books, again, theory versus practice. So theoretically, should be getting 15 liters per day. So that's our target. But there's certain things that we're not doing that won't allow us to get to that target. Okay. So like I said, let's just go and have a look at the dairy system and the supplements. You were asking me about the supplements for the dairy animals as well. Okay. So this is a male S.
Oh, the male.
Yes, this is S.
Okay. Yeah. And in terms of the market?
Yes.
How do you market your animals?
We market our animals individually, to individuals rather. We did have a butchery business that we were running. We've got a full butchery processing site where we would process our own meat and sell directly to the public. That business didn't work out so well for us. It was quite complicated, and there's too many moving parts to it as well, because farming in and of itself is one business.
Yes.
Butchery business in and of itself is one business. Yeah. So when you try and combine the two, it's not that it can't be done. It can be done, but it's
more work.
Yes, you're taking off your farmer's hat, you're putting on your butcher's hat. A butcher is thinking differently than a farmer. He's thinking of quality of meat. He's thinking of how much meat does he get from an animal and how much bone is left on the animal, because bone is his wastage. So he wants animals that are less big boned and things like that as well. So we ran the butchery for some while. It did okay. It didn't make fantastic amounts of money. It was able to pay us for our animals on the farm, and we managed from there. And then eventually we said, look, it's either we concentrate either on the farming or we concentrate on the butchery. What are we going to do here as a farm? And we said, okay, let us rent out the butchery, because it'll still belong to the farm, and we've got all the equipment for the butchery there. Let someone focus who wants to be a butcher, be there, operate that business, and give us a rental income. Okay. And we've then rented out the butchery, and we've now come back to focus on the animals specifically as well.
So what's the process here, the milking process?
So this is the milking now of the cattle. We do hand milking ourselves. We don't, like I said, we're only doing about 8 or 10 animals a day. We don't really need the machines, and then also the machines hurt the animals. Like I said, we try to keep it as natural as possible. As we're feeding as we're milking the animal, we're giving it some feed. So there's a dairy mixture that I make for the cattle in front there. That is a supplement, and they get this every time that they milk. So that the animals themselves know that it's time for milking, and they come back by themselves, and they're quite orderly. I'm sure as he calls the next one, you'll have a good look at it as well. So in the mix we put number 3 meal, sunflower cake, there's a dairy mix that we put in as well, some salt, some soya, and then there's a thing called DCP, which is a phosphorus and things that help with the calving for the animal as well. And that's the dairy that we do.
So do you milk once daily, or how do you?
We milk twice a day.
Twice a day?
Twice a day. So they'll milk this animal in the morning, and again, this is now the second milking for the day as well. Yeah.
Okay. Are there some advantages milking twice a day, or is it because they produce too much milk?
Advantages, yes, you get more milk from the animal, and then also the animal is carrying a lot of milk in its udder as well. Current best practice, they're actually milking 3 times a day.
3 times a day.
3 times a day is current best practice. Like if the animal has got optimum nutrition, optimum environment, proper factory farming where everything is temperature controlled and everything, you're able to get about 3 milkings in a day from an animal, and then that just helps you to increase the amount of milk that you can get out of an animal. Disadvantage to that is that your lifespan on the animal is reduced. It's like driving your vehicle at the red line consistently, and then eventually the engine will blow. You know. We've then got these little chains at the back just to help us to keep the animal from kicking or tipping over the milk bucket while they're being milked. So it doesn't hurt the animal, just keeps the legs in place and allows the person milking the animal to do their job easily and peacefully as well.
So what happens after the milk has been removed?
Okay, so once he's removed the milk, it is then filtered, and he'll filter it in through this filter here. As you can see, there's the filter, and the milk is filtered for any dirt or anything. And then we then take the milk to our milk packaging center, and then we package the milk and distribute it.
So it's not boiled, it's just...
We don't pasteurize our milk at all. We just do raw milk.
Just distribute fresh as it is?
Fresh as it is, yes. And then with that milk we do 2 types of milk. We do fresh milk, fresh unpasteurized milk, and we also make sour. In Zambia we call it mabisi. As well, with the same milk, and that is what we do. You can have a look here now. Look at how he calls the animals, and look at how they know that it's him, and that they will now know whose turn it is. Each animal knows it's its turn to milk, and will come out by itself. So we can continue taking a walk here through the farm.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So these are the animals. This is the dairy. So they'll take this dairy now. The milk will go and get packaged. I'll take you, once we're done here, I'll take you to also what we've done on the farm. We've built a milk center.
Built a milk center?
Yes. So with some input, some help from some partners and everyone, we've now created a milk center, and we're now able to collect milk from other farmers, bulk collect it, and send it to the big dairy producers in the country as well.
Oh, so you are like a community of farmers.
Yes.
You build the milk center where everybody goes supply their milk and then you take it
Yes.
to the bigger farmers.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you guys produce cheese or those big farmers produce?
The big farmers produce cheese. Yeah. Ourselves, we don't do any cheese at all. Yeah. So looking out across, that is the dip tank that I'd spoken about in terms of animal control inside there.
Okay.
And then that's where the animals are dipped. So we send them in through the crush pens this side. They then jump into the dip. It's sort of like a bath.
Yes.
And it's filled with chemicals. We can go into the paddock, in fact. You can take a walk this way into the paddock. And then, so the animals go in through there. And this is more our cattle handling side. These are the tools.
Okay.
Tools for the trade,
Yeah.
I'll say. That we do.
That's amazing. So, my brother, for
Yes.
someone who is interested in starting a cattle farm,
Yes.
what are the basic things they need to have in mind?
Basic things, they need to look at the amount of land that they have. That's the first thing that's very important.
Okay.
Look at the amount of land that they have and how many cattle that land can support. Look at the area, the type of grasses that they have, and then from there, because each farm has got a carrying capacity per hectare, 2 cows, 3 cows, 4 cows per hectare. So that's the first thing that you need to look at, because and then see if it's feasible or sustainable for you to do. If you're only able to keep a small amount of animals, go for dairy animals.
Okay.
If you've got a big amount of land, go for the beef animals. They need a lot more land. It'll be less intensive for you to do. That's one, the first thing to look at. The second thing to look at is what type of farming do you want to do again? Like I said, onto the second step. Is it dairy? Is it beef? What do you want to do? If you want to do beef, there's a different sort of journey that you'll take as opposed to if you want to do dairy. And then diseases. Speak to local farmers around. If you want to start an animal farm in a certain area, speak to the farmers in that area. Ask them, what are the challenges? What are the diseases that you face? What are the sicknesses that come here? Is rustling a problem? Is security a problem? What are the issues facing you in that area for you to be able to farm successfully with cattle? And then from there, once you've done your homework, you're able to make a plan and decide, this is what the route I'll take, or I'll go down that route. So I think those are the first things to look at.
Yeah, that's very, very important. You mentioned security.
Yeah.
In terms of security,
Yes.
how do you manage the security of such a large farm?
It's difficult. We're lucky in the sense of that we have a watchman at night, and we do armed patrols as well around the farm. And that's the way that we're able to maintain the security. But it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Being such a big farm, there's always something small. You'll find there's a fence post being stolen that side for scrap metal, and it's hard. It's hard. So it's part of the challenge. Just know that those are the challenges that will come. For us on fencing, we learned that if we fence with steel poles, they will be stolen. So we decided, okay, what do? We still need to fence. Let us fence with concrete poles. So
they don't need to use the concrete.
Exactly. So there's challenges. That's farming. Every day is challenges. Every day is trying to find solutions to those challenges. So yeah.
That's quite amazing.
Yeah.
So you said these are the.
All right. So this is our dip tank here. So the animals enter from that side, and then come in through the dip. I don't know if you can smell that. You can smell the medication.
Yes.
Coming off of the water.
So you mix it in the water?
It's mixed in the water, and then this is our dip tank. So the animals will jump into the dip there. They'll be submerged, and hopefully all the ticks are washed off.
Is it going to be filled with water here?
No. It's as full as it is already. It's deeper than this.
It's deeper than
Yes. It's much deeper. It submerges the whole animal. They jump in from there. They plunge in, and then they walk out and dry off as well. And then the dip runs back into the tank. This is an older system of dipping cattle. There's now things called spray races and things which are much more a bit better as well to use. But The principle remains the same.
Yeah.
Animals need to be dipped.
You use what is available.
Yes, yes. So they normally come in there. There's a footpath to try and get them in between the hooves, and then into there through the system. And then this is just the basic cattle system, just to get them dipped, really and truly.
Okay.
Is what it is.
Cattle, do they do well in winter or in summer?
Cattle do well when the conditions are well. The conditions are good during the rainy season, but it's more muddy. So you've got a lot more like bacteria and things that can grow during that time as well. That's one thing to it. During the dry season, there's less feed, so the cattle lose condition, and there's more ticks as well. So as a farmer, your job is to create the ideal condition for your cattle. During the rainy season, you know it's going to be wet, try and keep them dry. Make sure you've got your wherever you're keeping them shouldn't be muddy, and things like that. And then during the dry season, you know that the animals are going to be underfed. So your job during the dry season is to keep them fed, keep them in good condition, and then also fight against the ticks as well.
Oh.
So I mean, there's no easy season. I won't say there's an easy. Each season comes with its challenges.
Easy season for a farmer.
Yeah. Abundance of food and not abundance of food, but both come with their challenges during the year for us. Yeah.
That's amazing. What has been the most rewarding moment to you as a farmer?
For me, it's the joy of being able to provide people with food, being able to provide jobs for people, watching an animal grow. Creating value in the community for people around, we've got people on this farm who have worked for us for many years. Their children are now working for us, and we've been able to maintain their employment for a long time, and so that's what brings me joy. My personal ambition is to grow the farm and have the people that have grown up on this farm, like myself, not just myself, but the kids of the employees that we have, being able to have a job avenue for them, so that when they finish school, they can look at the farm is able to say, okay, we can offer you a position if you've gone to go and study as a vet. Come back to the farm, and the farm can employ you as a vet. You know this farm, you've grown up on this farm, and so that's what gives me joy about farming.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Are there some? I know you mentioned Zesco,
yes,
borehole, water. Are there some challenges you face as a farmer?
The biggest challenge we face as farmers is the cost of input. Like in this country, the dollar has been a lot of fluctuation with the dollar and the kwacha. A lot of the input that we use on our cattle production is in terms of dollar.
Okay.
So the price it's priced in dollar, imported in dollar. We are local. We supply in kwacha and produce in kwacha and earn kwacha. So when we earn that amount of kwacha in, it's difficult now when the dollar is high. For us now, the input becomes more and more expensive. We're then forced to raise prices on the kwacha side, and that forces it's a strain on the consumers. It's a fight with them to try and raise your prices to keep up, so that we can keep doing the things right to buy the dip and things. I'll give you an example. Dip, I've just bought it at 10,000 kwacha now. I need it 4 times a year. I replace my dip, which is about 40,000 kwacha. I used to buy the same dip for 3,000 kwacha. And the price has gone up almost by 7,000 kwacha. So now in my liter of milk, I now have to factor in to say that, okay, my price has increased by 70% or 60%, whatever it is. I need to increase that on my local milk price and pass that on to the consumer. But the consumer is also not is also struggling in the economy. It's not everyone is struggling. We can't say that we're in this boat by ourselves. So that passes on a cost. The other cost as well is feed. Last year it was natural, God made. There was nothing we could do about it. We had a bad drought. As a consequence of that drought, the cost of feed went up. So like for the dairy cows, you saw the feed I was giving them. I was giving them number 3 meal. That's derived primarily from maize.
Okay.
So bulk of that is maize. So as the maize price went up, even for the milli meal for everybody, the maize price also went up for us in terms it's a milli meal for our cattle as well. So that price also went up and put a strain on us as well. Those are the challenges we have.
Yeah, my brother, you are doing well. You are feeding the nation. Thank you for feeding Zambia.
No, thank you so much. Okay. Okay, yeah. So this is the butchery over here. You can take a walk through. Yeah, the butchery. So this is where basically once the animals are processed and everything are ready for markets, come and process them here, cut them into meat cuts and things. But like I said previously, we're no longer operating here. We're just renting the space out now for us. Not concentrating on this business. So fully set up. We've got the generators here at the back as well. Then this is a smokehouse. This is what I wanted to show you over here. And the meat actually goes into the smokehouse. Let's see if it's open. Okay, you can see a bit of the design of it. And this actually smokes meat. Up and down, and then so you've got, so the way this one works is you have your, you've got your fire that comes through here. You put your fire, the wood chips and things, creates smoke, goes into the smokehouse, smokes the meat itself. And then, then you've got a value addition to the meat that you're selling as well. Let's take a walk to the abattoir where we slaughter the animals and get them ready for market. The face of the business is always prettier than it's always prettier than the inside of the business. Yes. So this is our basically the abattoir for the animals. Ideally they should be coming in, they'll come in from there, bring the animals into here. We'll then slaughter the animals from here, turn them upside down, and then we hang them up on top there, and then we dress the animals, take off the skin, get everything ready, and get the carcass out, and then wash them as well. We've got water points from there as well. Wash them, and then the waste all comes out through here, and then waste runs off.
So this is where their life ends.
This is where the life ends for the cow, the end of the cycle.
So rest in peace.
Yes.
And I imagine how many souls have been taken away from this place.
From this place, and this is the butchery side of it now, processing, and we're going to go look at the processing side of the business, as opposed to the production side.
But you as a farmer, you are more focused
on production. Yes. I'm more interested in the production side of things, but it all works in tandem. It has for us to farm there, we need to have somewhere to sell the meat. We've got somewhere to sell the meat, and this is where the meat is processed and delivered to the public.
So the public can come directly to this place to buy the meat. Exactly. And do you guys sell live animals?
Not a lot. Only when we're getting rid of if we've overstocked on the herd, then we get rid of the live animals. Otherwise, all our animals are slaughtered and processed. This is all part of the value chain. Like I said, it's trying to get to be vertically integrated. Be able to produce your own feed, be able to produce your own stock of animals, and then be able to sell that product directly to the customer as well. So if you can produce your own feed, you don't have to buy feed. It reduces your cost on operations. If you can sell to the customer directly, you can control on the amount of money that you receive for the animal as well. So just trying to be vertically integrated as much as possible. Try and get as much value on the farm before the product leaves the farm. Is the name of the game, really, and what we all should aspire to as farmers.
This is you say you inherited this farm from your great grandparents.
Yes.
Are there some plans you've made already in the farm so that you too one day can pass it on to your own kids?
Yeah, in the future there is that plan that's there. Like I said, it is a family farm. I run it together with my uncle.
Okay.
And we work closely together with each other. So the future of the farm is we want to keep the farm going as much as possible for the next generation.
Okay.
And yeah, so we hope, and that's what we pray for. We have our plans, God has his.
Yes.
So let's see what the future holds, but that's the plan, definitely.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So this we started recently. We've rented this property out. We're working with some partners. Our partner is a company, and they are a bulk collector of milk.
Okay.
So this is what we were talking about, where we're trying to collect milk from all the community, bulking it together, and then supplying it to Dairy Gold. So the man who is in charge of all of this is Mr. Mapalo, and he can explain it much better.
Nice to meet you. So what are you guys doing here?
We are collecting the milk from the farmers. Like, we do it in collection. Like they bring those farmers who are far away from here. Yes, they used to take to Mapepe. Now we see that Mapepe is very far. The distance is very far.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
So
distance is far.
yeah. So we decided to open here. So that they can bring here. Then after they bring, then the dairy would come to get it.
So
Or in bulk.
So what quantity of milk do you collect here daily?
At the moment, we are getting 1,000 plus when it is in good. We are getting 1,000 plus. When it is not, we reduce as well.
Is that daily?
Yeah, they get daily, every day.
And so what is this machinery?
This one is a cooler, chiller. Yeah, so when we collect the milk always comes as in.
Is there milk inside here?
Yeah, there is. You can check. So it has cooled to 3 degrees.
Okay.
Yeah. So they don't get the milk which is hot.
Okay.
Yes. So that's why they gave this to us so that we can be cooling it. Then they get on a normal temperature they want.
So daily do they come to fetch this milk, or you keep it overnight and then they fetch the next day?
Yeah, like for today they've gotten it. Yeah, around 14 somewhere there. Every 14 hours they come. Yeah, so the milk which the farmers brought, like they bring in the afternoon, they come and get it tomorrow, together with the one in the morning.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, my brother. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
You're doing a nice job here, man.
All right, thank you.
My brother, thank you so much for
All
having
right.
us. It's
No,
been
no
an
problem.
honor. We wish you the best
Yes.
in your agricultural
Yeah.
business, your cattle business,
Yes.
milk, beef business,
Yeah.
and every other agricultural endeavor.
All
It's
right.
been a pleasure.
Thank you so
Thank you, my
much.
brother.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. If you are new to our channel, kindly subscribe, click the notification bell, like, comment, so you never miss an episode on agriculture that matters. Until then, peace.